Today we're talking about the fact that humanity has evolved quite a lot, but I've got a certain opinion that our next great human evolution level is not something that you would expect. Humanity has evolved through strength, intelligence, creativity. Strength gave us survival, tools to hunt, shelters to endure, and resilience through the ages of adversity. Intelligence sparked discovery, so fire, the wheel, electricity, and basically all the technology, AI, etc. shaping our world today. Creativity allowed us to dream and to express, tell stories, to paint the walls of caves, and make something invisible in our imaginations tangible and visible for the world to see. But here's the question I can't shake, like, what's next? What's humanity's next big leap to actually solve the problems that we're dealing with on a day-to-day basis that seem to just not go away? And if it's not moving forward, sometimes it even feels like it's moving backwards. And in my opinion, no, it's not smarter computers, it's not faster planes or trains or cars or whatever, and it's not a glossier version of the lives we already know. So I'm asking, what if the next level of human evolution isn't about what we create and can do, but it's actually about how we connect? Think about it. Despite all our progress, we're lonelier than ever, even though we're basically connected to people from all over the globe. We still solve disagreements with freaking violence. Like, what is that even? Why? It feels so stupid sometimes. Billions of people face poverty, billions of people lack basic necessities, and then we sit with billionaires and millionaires all over the world living in luxury, where people are literally not able to just survive. And how can we call this progress if we haven't even figured out how to ensure that every human has the right to live with dignity and just be able to live a free life with the basic necessities and be happy? And what good are all these advances if they don't bring us closer to a fairer, more equal, more connected world? And here's my little golden nugget of what I believe is the force that can change everything. And that is empathy. I believe empathy could literally change everything, and I know I might seem like a naive person for believing and thinking this, and the thing is, I'm not super confident that it'll happen soon or ever, but it's something that I really wholeheartedly believe in. And that's what we'll look at now, is why empathy, I believe, is the superpower that humanity needs to actually move to the next level, to actually solve the problems that we have today, and how it can actually shape our collective future in the most beautiful way ever. So empathy isn't just a feeling. Empathy is an intentional practice. It's a perspective, and it's an ability to hold space for people, to imagine ourselves in their shoes, and to be able to go, whoa, if this was me, how would I have reacted? How would I have felt? That enables us to have compassion for people when we can have empathy for them. There's a difference between compassion and empathy. And I really believe that empathy holds the answers to so many of the problems that we've wrestled with for centuries. Empathy is the ability to step into someone else's world and feel their joy, feel their pain and their struggle as if it were your own. So like, imagine a world where empathy becomes the norm, where everyone just is intrinsically empathetic and that is just the default practice. Like, imagine we taught this in schools where kids would do activities to practice empathy from a super young age until the day they graduate. And imagine parents raise kids with the mindset of having empathy for your family and for the people around you. Who would those children become? So let's imagine that child who grows up in this culture of empathy, where it's literally one of the most important skills you can have, who learns that every person has a story just as detailed and as beautiful as yours, and that every person's story is worth listening to. Imagine like we had world leaders where before they make decisions, they actually sat down and tried to understand and imagine what the effects would be of the decisions that they make, of the lives that what they are deciding will impact. That was a messy sentence. Anyway, imagine people with all this money in the world where they could literally eradicate poverty in certain areas. And imagine they pursue that with the same urgency and drive that they pursue luxury at the moment. Yo, this makes me very passionate, and I'm very passionate about this topic. I really believe the world would look like radically different. And empathy can be literally a life-changing thing. For example, in moments where you maybe felt you did something wrong and you didn't deserve empathy, if someone shows you empathy in that moment and you're like, whoa, I didn't expect this, but thank you for understanding, that heals us too. And what if we scaled that across humanity? What if humanity evolved to become an empathetic species? What would the ripple effects be? So yeah, that's my dream. Empathy becomes this cornerstone of human development, and it's taught in schools, it's practiced in workplaces, and it's modeled by leaders. And children learn this from a super young age, and they pause before they judge, or they pause before they react, and they can intentionally respond, and those become the adults that shape our society. And though yes, I feel the world is very far from this, there are amazing people in this world too. People with so much empathy, people who care, and there are people who want to become better humans themselves so that they can help heal others and help create space for others. And empathy is a skill that we can cultivate, starting with ourselves now. And I know this sounds idealistic, but I still believe it. Empathy isn't always easy. It demands patience and vulnerability and a willingness to step outside of ourselves and detach ourselves from our own perceptions and mindsets. But it starts with small intentional choices. Pausing before judging, listening not to react, but to understand, and just practicing kindness daily. Empathy isn't just something you practice to make someone else feel good, but it can actually heal relationships. And here's my little idealistic end to this. Every leap humanity has made began with a question: what if? What if we could fly? What if we could cure disease? What if we could truly understand each other? Empathy is that next what if. It's the foundation of a future rooted in peace, connection, and shared humanity. Here's my challenge to you. Try practice empathy in the smallest of ways today and going forward into this week. Pause, imagine yourselves in the shoes of the person standing in front of you. What if you had their backstory? What if you had their childhood? What if you experienced the things they experienced? And what if you were shaped in the way that they were shaped to become the person that they are today? What if you try to understand as much as you possibly can? That's my little dream. If this message resonated with you, please share it. I would love to spread more empathy and intentional empathy into the world. Let's build a world where empathy isn't just a nice to have concept, but it literally is a foundational way of life. And if you've ever experienced the power of empathy, I'd love to hear your story. I think other people would love to hear your story. Share it in the comments and let's inspire each other with small acts of empathy and kindness, grow and connect and create a world that thrives on understanding. This is the Stefanie Lowe Show. If you like conversations like this where we question life and behavior and ponder things and think about the things we think about, this is your space. Do all the things because I'd love to have you here. And my name is Stefanie. This is the Stefanie Lowe Show.